Hello, everybody, and welcome to the last episode of Perpetual Backlog. Yes, that's right. The very last episode for this year.
For this year.
I'm your host, Aqua, like always. I'm back on my shit again. I am playing way too many video games. I binge watched the hell out of Breaking Bad this week. I am on season 5 now, and I also listened to a Matrix Resurrection spoiler cast that pretty much told me don't watch the movie. But joining me like always is our capybara Dalit.
Hey, I recommend that you watch the movie as soon as you don't have to pay extra for it. Watch it when it turns up on something like cable or one of the movie sites or channels you have.
And our pizza-loving monster, Leek.
I had pizza the other day. It was awesome.
Wee.
I promised myself on Christmas Day this would be the day I had ordered myself a pizza, and I did, and it was great. Tick that off the list. Felt very good about myself. My list of item of 1.
Item of 1. But yeah, this episode is just going to be about us looking over this past year of video games and talking about what we were either like surprised about or what we enjoyed the most. You know, just
you need to put in like a fanfare music, blah, 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 lots of strings and stuff, and then there'd be a deep voice going, 2021 in review.
That's if I don't get lazy. But yeah.
It's fine, just do that bit, but like when you're editing, just turn my pitch down.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Super easy.
Super easy. But like I said, I'm back on my playing way too many video games shit this week. What did I do? Obviously I played 14 because who's not playing that game right now? That game is still not being able to be bought, so
Still amazing.
It is the 10-year anniversary of Final Fantasy 13-2 this month and next month because the NA release and the JP release were spaced a month out. So this month it's the JP release 10-year anniversary, and next month it's the NA release 10-year anniversary. So I'm going to do what I did the first week this game came out, and I'm going to 100% it, but this time on Steam. I love that game. It's the only good game out of the 13 games. Time and space. What else did I play? I'm now blanking on the games that I have played because I play way too many. Oh, my friend gifted me a joke game this week for Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called Hentai Furry 2. It is a matching game where
we're just going to tell people about this, aren't we? Okay.
yeah, why not? We're all open here. It's fine.
Yeah, who cares?
A game's a game.
I'm not a furry, but, you know, to spite my friend, I said, fuck you, I'll 100% this game. And I did. It's a matching game. It's got 40 levels, and all you do is you click the tiles, and a color comes up, and you just got to match the colors. It's, like I said, it's 40 levels. The first, 25 are safe for work tiles, are safe for work pictures, and then after that, that's when the furry ladies get naked.
Okay. You're rewarded for your patience, I see.
Yeah. It took me 64 minutes to get all the
Not
achievements.
69. You should have waited just for the gag.
I should have. You know, at least it's not my friend. It took him 3.4 hours to 100% it. So I'm assuming, and this is going to be a joke towards him. He was doing a little bit more than playing that game.
Ha!
What else did I play? I'm pretty sure I downloaded a game because I do that. Oh my god. Yeah. So, in preparation for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I downloaded the Assault on Dragon Keep or Dragon Castle or whatever the hell it's called, to start playing that. That game is
Oh,
actually
that's a standalone now, isn't it?
yes, it is. It was only like $10, so I was like, okay, whatever. That game's probably gonna. I'm pretty sure that game's like super short. So with maybe like a couple hours of actually playing it, I'll get through it. But that game's actually kind of difficult. It's actually tuned a little higher than the normal Borderlands games because at level 1, the skellies that are hitting you they're hitting you for a lot of damage, and there's a lot of them, and you don't do a lot of damage right off the bat. So
What are you doing? It's level 1. Go kill rats or something.
no. She summons skellies to
No,
attack
I'm
you
aware.
right off
I'm
the
just
bat.
giving you shit.
She's like you end up in this like port town or whatever right off the bat, and she's like, it's all nice and sunny, and then Lilith's like, shouldn't this place be like dark and like dreary and like the world's ending and everything? She's like, oh yeah, you're right. All right, it's dark, it's dreary. And the thing immediately changes because she's going through a bunkers and badasses fucking
I love it.
game.
Bunkers and badasses.
So just to get started with to get myself prepared for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a game that I actually am kind of looking forward to. I played that, and I know I played some other games, but like I play so many fucking video games, it destroys my brain. So that's all I did. I mean I listened to that podcast about Matrix Resurrection, and I generally trust all 4 of these people's like opinions when it comes to at least when it comes to video game and movie media. So I did that so I didn't actually have to watch the movie. So yeah. What did you guys do?
You were first up.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna keep this super simple. I played so much 14. Thank you, speaking of which, for helping me get into a party for my weapons. So
Good,
that's
yes.
mostly weighted in Weapon EX. Other than that, I downloaded the PS Plus version of Godfallen. I got about halfway through the tutorial. Yeah, that game is trash.
Yeah,
I
let me tell
began
you.
downloading it. That's all
Let
I've
me
done.
tell you, as somebody that played that Babylon 12 beta or whatever, that Godfall is the good timeline.
I don't know, man. That it felt mad clunky and
it's very clunky and not very good, but
it's not great. Like I'll probably go back and give it a second chance because I literally did it as I was falling asleep last night, figuring, oh right, I downloaded this. I'll give it a listen to, or I guess a playthrough. No, oh no, oh no, oh no, wasn't great.
Okay, so me, because I'm not a person that believes in skipping straight to the end. I'm not that type of person, so I can't do that.
Oh
If
my
I'm gonna
god,
give
this was the tutorial. I was not straight to the end.
no, but I mean
skipping it and just seeing what the gameplay was like at endgame.
the Challenger edition is just skipping straight to the end. So
yeah, you still have to run through the tutorial, which sucks, but it does skip you straight to endgame apparently.
Yeah, I don't like doing that, and I feel like if I'm gonna give the game a fair shake, I'm gonna play it in the beginning. If I feel like I can give it enough time to get to like end game or whatever, I'll do that. If I quit playing it, that just means I'm playing too many video games that I can't beat them all, or 2, the game wasn't good enough for me to sit down and play it. I've gotten to, I think I'm like level 12, and I've gotten to like the second big boss or whatever of the game. Like it's not horrible. Like it's not like the worst game I've ever played.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now.
But it's not it's not the best game I've ever played. It's not the best Gearbox game I've ever played.
And it does feel like this feels like it's made by a bunch of people who make first-person shooters who weren't sure how to translate that over to melee combat.
Yeah.
Which surprised me because I was like, and I did go into this expecting a somewhat competent character action game, and was immediately told, "Oh no, we're using the first-person shooter layout." So okay, so that's not happening. Interesting. And I just didn't enjoy it. But again, I gave it like no time. I plan on giving it a better shake during awake hours at some point when 14 doesn't own me.
14 owns everybody. So that's never going to happen.
Well, it sucks to be Godfall then, doesn't it?
Yep. Always sucks to be Godfall. What about Zoo Leak?
Me? Actually, I played a couple. I still need to progress in Endwalker. I haven't been able to stay up late because I got like work and drawing and stuff to do. But in the meantime, during my spare hours, I've actually I was roped into playing Dota 2.
Wow. All right. That's we
Hear me
literally were
out.
talking about
It wasn't
this.
actually Dota. It was the new dungeon crawler one. What's it called?
I haven't even so much as heard about this.
It's basically Cavern Crawl. It's called. It's an update, and it's pretty much a top-down isometric view, like it usually is, but going through a dungeon map instead, and then fighting a boss at the end.
Oh, they've turned it back into WoW. Interesting.
It's just for that. You can still play Dota as intended as well, but this is just an add-on. That's fun. It's fun. It's all right. I have no idea what any of the characters do, so I'm at the stage of just trying to see which character I like best or whatever.
Well, I hope you're enjoying.
I've only played it once, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. But since I got Game Pass, I tried out Full Throttle. I think I mentioned it last week. Did I mention it last week? Yeah, I played it a little bit. It was awesome. I love that game
Every bit as good as you remember, right?
Actually, yes. It wasn't just nostalgia. It's actually alright.
Love to hear
it was fun. Yeah. What else did I do? I sat down and kind of co-played. I've been co-playing Super Robot Wars for most of the year, or since it's released anyway. So that was fun. Just watching, and the characters are well written. They're very funny. Especially my favorite team in Super Robot Wars is Team Rabbits, just because they bicker so much with each other. It's very funny writing.
Yeah, I've been watching Luke play through it, so
yeah. I've been playing with a friend. We've just been playing it, like reading out the dialogue and stuff. That's fun. What else did I do? I'm messing around with Soul Calibur because I was gifted that for PC, so I'm gonna have to remake all my freaking characters again. All my D&D characters. So yeah. Basically everything except Final Fantasy, what I want to play so much.
I don't know which server you're on, so I don't know how bad the congestion is, but I know that nowadays...
See, I have to go through my main on Ether, though, and that's always congested. That's why I have to wait for my nighttime.
Okay, never mind. Because I was thinking, whenever I get on, there's only like 100 people ahead of me.
Yeah, no, Ether's busy.
Like, if you got on right now, or whatever, your queue wouldn't be bad.
Okay. Maybe after this podcast, I'll do it then.
The gasp.
Especially
I certainly want to.
I certainly hope you get a chance to.
It's Sunday night into Monday, so a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's Sunday night into Monday, and I assume it's going to be treated as something of a holiday, though.
I mean, it
not that
depends.
You shouldn't try.
Depends on where you're working.
It's true.
So, a game.
Oh, can I say something that makes me sound like an absolute terrible person.
That's like everything you say.
Okay, well, first of all, shut up. Second of all, um, so I've been enjoying 14 this past couple of days. And oh boy, let me tell you, normal and alliance raids leading up to Christmas have been terror bad. Now, I also understand that there are a lot of new people and that we should absolutely make room in our hearts and in the game that they might flourish and become as good as the rest of us. On the other hand, holy crap, I haven't wiped in like the World of Darkness and Labyrinth forever. What is happening? The last 2 days have been really good about it. I got so much work done. Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not
these
sorry. Please
these
continue.
these sprouts need to get good scrubs.
Mhm. Again, I say this knowing that it just takes a little bit of time, but also
Yeah.
I'm gonna have fun at your expense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's my motto. Um, a game I did forget to mention because I played a little bit of it yesterday. But an actual game my friend gifted me was Little Witch Nobeta, which
Don't know that
is
title.
it's an indie early access game at the moment. Me and that friend play, or I don't know if say that friend, but Zeke. Me and Zeke played this demo like forever ago when it came out. But it's a
Is it the
it's a
roguelite?
no, it's a Souls like.
Souls-like.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's
I
a
think I saw you
Souls.
playing this.
Yeah, it's a Souls like game where you're playing as a little witch, and you're going to this like castle, and it like plays like a Souls like it I don't want to say it plays like a Souls like, but it has Souls like isms in it, but it also has just regular action RPG isms in it in general. Like there's a slowdown mechanic when you dodge, so it's like kind of like near a little bit. Um, you use magic because you're a witch. So you charge up your little staff. You could swap between like four different pieces of magic that you get within within the game. I'm only up to the part where I have just arcane and ice. You get the ability to double jump, and you get the ability to do so it's more like an action RPG than it is like a Souls-like game. Even though Souls-like games are action RPGs, but it's more akin towards, I guess, and I don't want to say Devil May Cry, but like kind of like Devil May Cry, but clunkier, I guess. Not as fluid.
Okay, so it's like Gears of War. It's like Godfall.
No.
No, it's probably closer to a beat
No.
'em up in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to show you guys while I'm playing.
Mhm.
Um, but it's pretty nice. And you just play as like a little girl witch, and the first part of the thing is you're going to save a little black cat who ends up talking. So,
And
Ah,
now I'm just thinking Kiki's.
but yeah, I'm sure there's a fucking game on the PlayStation that I totally forgot to mention, but I'm drawing a blank on it. Like literally the only thing in my head right now is time and space. So I'm gonna 100% 13-2 again, and I totally forgot that the first time you fight Caius in that game, uh, that fight's a little overtuned because that fight is easy if you remember the right paradigms you needed for it. But if you're just going into that like not remembering shit or like not knowing shit in that game or whatever, that fight is annoyingly fucking hard. Thankfully, after wiping like 3 times, I remembered, oh, I can just set up Ravager, fucking medic. That way, I can keep myself being healed up while still increasing the stagger gauge. um,
Strats.
and then when I swapped it to that, I was like, I did try disaster, which is triple Ravager up until it staggered him. Then I swap to the Ravager medic to keep myself healed, to heal myself up while increasing the stagger percentage. And then when I got to like 88, when I got to like 800 or whatever, I swapped to triple commando so I can just zerk him down. What makes that fight super hard if you don't really understand the gameplay or whatever is that about halfway through his HP bar, he does this thing called Body and Soul, which buffs the fuck out of him. It gives him like increased magic, increased attack, and it puts a really hefty regen on him or whatever. So if you're not continuously attacking him, his health is just going like right back up. So if you look away, you look like if you like go to swap to a paradigm that's not really attacking him or whatever, and you for like maybe like 10 seconds and you swap back or whatever, he's already got almost over half of his HP back. So
Oh, that's terrifying.
yeah, and he also has re-raise on him as well. So like later on down the line for like certain achievements I need to get for this game, I have to go back and fight him in certain parts of the storyline. Again, with this thing called the periscope, or I think it's called the periscope. It's something scope or whatever, but it rewrites the law of time that happens there. And that forces me to actually fight him in his entirety. So like the fight continues on after I get his health bar down to 0 and he re-raises himself. So I have to like continue the fight over again, and those fights are so much more harder. But again, I love that game, so good. But if that is all we did this week, we can now move on to talking about 2021. Everybody loved this year, right? This year was great. This year was fulfilled with many things. All right, guys. How do we want to do this?
God, I guess, we have that big long list I linked for all the releases of 2021.
I was scrolling down that list, and I didn't realize so many fucking games came out this year.
There are quite a few that I just re-releases on a different console, mind you. Like, PS5 editions and Switch editions and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and remasters and
yes,
and all that.
I made my own list of things I enjoyed or played in 2021 that specifically was released, but also a different list for games I just played this year as well.
I have a small list that's dedicated just to games that came out this year because
yeah,
I think I only played 1 or 2 games that didn't. Not because I had all the money in the world, because I had so little time at the first 3 quarters of the year anyway.
Well, we can do this, all right? What was what was your favorite game to play this year? We'll start it off with that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 aside, because I think that's just a continuous thing.
Oh.
That's just a continuous thing. The game I most actually had a lot of joy from playing was quite a few of them. I really enjoyed Guilty Gear. That's just really fun to jump into now and again.
The smell of the game was really good.
It was so good. It looked polished. The music was great. Well, still have mixed feelings about the lyrics and the fighting music, but while you're fighting, because that's still distracting for me. But I'm a big fan of Faust, so it was actually quite fun to see this redesign of him after he'd been like the way he was way before in the series, and then suddenly he's more like creepy. It was kind of cool. Let's see. Like, it was fun to actually be able to play without any real lag problems. Thank you for rollback. That's a blessing. I'm always blown away by the animation and how fucking good the art and models look. Like,
yeah, they're crazy good.
Holy shit. like I am now spoiled for fighting games because I'm basing my judgment on that now. Like this is the level I want fighting games to be. So I'm really looking forward to Dungeon Fighter.
Yeah, more than just Strive, Arc System Works has really developed a system over the last couple of years that really is starting to define fighting games going forward. So, who boy.
Yeah. And the other one, actually, I really, really enjoyed Monster Hunter, even though I have not had time to sit down and play it recently for months even. But I actually had lots of fun playing Rise versus what World offered. You know, my impression of the game was much more higher than Monster Hunter World. So I was impressed by that. Let's see. I enjoyed Wildermyth a lot because I like story games. I like D&D or tabletop adjacent vibe games, you know. And that's just really fun. I like the humor in that game, and it looked pretty. It was interesting to do like I guess essentially a story, choose your own adventure type game, but also coupled with a grid based RPG, you know, like a tactics system. That was fun. What else? Humankind. I love Civilization style games, and it was nice to just sit down and play Humankind because it was you know, I knew the style of game enough to enjoy it straight away, but also it offered a few new things that I liked.
I have to admit to being entirely unaware of Humankind. Who made
yeah,
it?
it's essentially Civilization, but not Civilization.
Fair enough.
Same sort of thing. You go through the, you know, the technology and science paths, try to learn more as a civilization, and then you can choose to be friends with everybody, or you can just, you know, command and conquer and be an asshole. I don't know.
Fair.
Yeah, there's like a turn limit and stuff like that. I haven't been through all the campaigns or settings or anything, but I've just been playing with other folks, and it's just nice and relaxing. It's very nostalgic for me because I used to play Civ so much with my dad, like just on quiet, like Sunday evenings or whatever. Right, we take turns. So it's just nice. It's just I just enjoy the slow pace game play of that.
Oh, this is good. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I have. That's it, really. I mean, another game. It wasn't really released in 2021, though. It was just the Switch edition of it. It was Sky Children of Light. I love that game. It's by that games company, and that's the actual company's names. People who did Journey and Flower and that kind of thing, right? Sky is very similar to Journey in that you have this you control this figure that hasn't really got much of a visual identity, but you build that up over time as you journey through a beautiful world where you fly around in. But what impressed me about this game was how it encouraged you to communicate. Journey had this you have no actual voice or anything like that in the game when you encounter people, other players. But Sky pushed that further. You have more emotes. You can actually hold hands. That's so wholesomely. It's so cute. Like I actually just walked around with a random person I did not know, but we're just like wanting to show me stuff. I was like, that's really neat. We had shared no words, no actual verbal communication, but managed to like work things out. It was very, very interesting. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. I mean, like I said, it wasn't actually released in 2021. It was just a Switch version. But I do recommend if you want something very chill and relaxed and cute and wholesome and wondrous and something that sparks your sense of adventure, I definitely recommend Sky. But
well, high
that's
praise.
it, really. A lot of the things I just watched, but all co-played. Like I said, I mentioned Super Robot Wars. That was a lot of fun. Oh no, my friend got Monster Rancher. So that was a really fucking old game, Monster Rancher on PS.
That's a series I haven't even heard about in earnest in so long.
Yeah, they re-released it on PC and Switch and stuff. And it was really nice just to go through the game. They didn't really improve any of the graphics or anything. It's just a good port. But yeah, we had a tragedy. There was a monster we were raising. It was a slime girl succubus, and they were doing so well. We were so proud of them, but it got to their age, where you have to like old Yeller, take them out the back.
No.
You're saying they're getting on a bit now. Do you think you need to retire them? So what does that mean, game? No, we're gonna keep them on.
They're ready for retirement.
No, they're just off to go live in the country.
Monster Rancher, Florida. That's where they're going. No.
Monster Rancher, Florida. Honestly, I'm gonna be real here. Putting them down's probably a lot better than them going to Florida. Florida sucks.
Oh god.
Big ups to Matt.
Yeah, it was cool. It was neat. It was neat. I like the whole. They kept in the whole randomized, like if you put in a code or whatever, a CD name, then you can randomize a monster for yourself. They kept that in, because usually in the old PS1 version, you had to put the CD in directly into the PS1, right? Mm-hmm. But you could just put in the title in this iteration of it. So that was cool. Just trying to find what cool monsters we could get. We spent ages on that, actually, just trying to generate monsters. What else? I mean, It Takes Two stood out for me. I just really fucking loved watching that game so much. I didn't need to play it. I was so entertained just by watching it.
It does feel like a game that you could just get a lot of enjoyment from watching other folks play.
Don't worry, Dalit, me and you one day.
Yeah.
No, you and Evan, remember?
Oh yeah.
I'd have to convince Evan to do that, and that's convincing Evan to do that is a lot harder than convincing you to do it.
Is it though?
Is it? I think he likes shitting on you though.
Yes. No. It would be a lot harder because not only that we'd have to set up an actual correct schedule to do that, because he actually has work now. He actually works during the night. He works during the night now.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, well, my very last thing, only because I was actually just impressed by the promotional campaign, was Resident Evil 8, because goddamn, that tall vampire lady that can crush you with her thighs, she carried that game's promotion and marketing, even though she wasn't actually in the game for that long.
Biggest disappointment.
Yep.
My god, yeah. So that was impressive. That was impressive, the marketing for that. Okay, that's all I have to say, really. Those are the games that stuck out for me.
Some pretty good voice. Some pretty good games.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just go over all the games I remembered playing that are from this year.
So 0 games, right?
No, I actually ended up, if you think about it, playing quite a bit. I played, let's start with the earliest one I can remember.
No, but you said remember.
Okay, listen. Now you listen here. True though that may be, I had a list that I could look at and be reminded of.
All right.
Because unfortunately I wouldn't have remembered. But yeah, no. The earliest game I remember is Monstrum Nox, which I found quite enjoyable. I thought I was going to go back and platinum it. I did not. But it was still a very enjoyable game, and I have to say, it kind of it did what it said it was going to do from the demo, not a beta, a demo.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly that I would. The demo just kind of absolutely gave you the correct impression of the game, in my opinion. Let's see. I'll save that one for last, because that one's probably going to be my personal non-14 related game of the year. I also played. Did Outriders drop this year? I thought that was last year.
Yes. I was looking at the list, and it
was this year. Yeah,
it was April. It was April this year.
Yeah. I didn't mention it because I only played the demo.
Believe me, I know. It felt like it was forever ago.
Oh man, we played that, despite it feeling like more than just the beginning of this year.
It felt like a dream. It was what it felt like.
It didn't last very long. Like, it's fine. I'm happy that they would like to go forward with this series and maybe make a better game. It was fine. That's what I've gotten for that game. Uh, Played through, I guess I have to say specifically Intergrade, which obviously isn't as good as the base 7, because this is a much smaller chunk. And I mean,
You mean intermission?
exactly. Sorry, intermission. Intergrade is the
upgrade.
Is
yeah,
the whole
upgrade.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played through the Yuffie DLC. It was fine. I liked playing as Yuffie. We pretty much all called exactly what happens in that DLC, so that did take away a bit of the impact. And the ending was weird. Just lots of anger to suddenly whistling and being very pleased with herself. So okay, cool, I guess. I also have to give a nod to Strive. Ugh, it's so good. Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Like,
Son of a bitch.
it looks amazing. Has rock solid net play. The cast of characters is really good and has only gotten stronger since it's come out. Bikin is coming. I cannot wait. I am one of like 3 people who play that character. Though I was playing Jam and she's not here, but Giovanna exists, so I've been very pleased about that. Rune King. Rune King is more battle chasers, more Final Fantasy X. I loved that. I love the system. I love people with airships art style. I love it so much. So much. It's so good. These characters do not look better in League. This is the best these characters look. Fight me, internet.
No, they look really good.
God. The art's amazing. The in-game stuff's really cool. The battle system is the best turn-based battle system. Fight me. Goddamn ATB lovers. And finally, because it has to be said, because everyone's going to say it, and it's true, Infinite is actually very good.
No, Infinite's gameplay is very good.
I didn't get the campaign. I'm speaking specifically of the multiplayer experience I've had. It's actually very good.
Apparently their 6-hour story is very bad.
I had not heard this. I had heard quite the opposite, actually.
No, I hear the levels are bad. I hear the story just doesn't really make much sense. And by I hear, I mean I go off the one podcast I actually listen to, which is Gigaboots.
Yeah,
but they all seem to say the same thing.
Huh? Maybe I have to reevaluate.
And they're all big Halo fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go have a relook see at the people who were praising it. Maybe they were praising a different aspect, but I mean, Ralph seemed pretty pleased with it, though he also is pretty pleased with Destiny. So, sometimes Ralph, sometimes. And a couple of my friends said, yeah, it was fine, it was good. But to be fair, multiplayer is where we're spending all of our time anyway.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. It's the first multiplayer Halo experience I've had admittedly since Reach earlier in the year, but that's cheating because that game came out forever ago. And to be fair, before that, the last Halo multiplayer experience I had was Reach on launch. So
Reach
yeah,
was,
my only issue
good.
with Infinite right now is that there's no SWAT mode, and that's my favorite mode.
You know what my problem with Halo Online right now? There's also not a Slayers mode.
Yeah, you just have like the playlist they've shipped with. I'm sure it makes sense if someone explains to me like what the mindset is behind it, but it does feel strange. No, not bad. I mean, I played most of the big team fights, so whatever. But it is weird that a lot of these things that I kind of came to just expect aren't there.
Yep.
And finally, I'm really gonna have to give a nod to Monster Hunter Rise. I loved World. I think I liked World more than a lot of people we've spoken to. because I still love World and I love Monster Hunter Rise as much. I don't think it's actually necessarily better than World. I think it's different, and different works for this series. I absolutely love the mobility. I loved having a lot of my favorite mons back. And I look forward to Sunbreak. I look forward to Sunbreak quite a lot. That's like the earliest game of next year that I have any interest in. But it was also probably, discounting 14, the game I put the most amount of time into this year, and I don't think it's close. Because it's hundreds of hours. Like rookie numbers compared to Lav, but compared to like normal people, it's hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Yeah. That's going to be next month for me.
That's
PC
true, because it
Rise.
comes out on PC. Yeah.
PC Rise. I've already played the demo for it, and
I, of course, look forward to the mods and texture packs, but mostly the mods.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, again, because I've only had 7 weeks of no class. That's all I got to play from this year. There's a couple of games I got to play from last year, Hades and games like that. But if we're talking about 2021, that's my list.
So I'm going to go down from the beginning of like you did from the beginning of this year to now. But you did forget a game, and I'm gonna let you stew on that for a little bit.
Okay.
Because when I get to it, you'll be like, "Oh fuck you, you're right." January, I didn't do anything. I don't even know what I did in January. January didn't even exist to me. All right, let's be real here. February, East 9, Monster Monox. I've played every single East game outside of that one that has not fucking shipped over here ever, and probably never will unless they do some type of remaster port to it. But that's because Nihon Falcom is little shits when it comes to video games sometimes. East 9, very good. Still not my favorite East. That's still Origin. Origin has never been topped yet. But I love East games, and I look forward to East 10 whenever Falcom gets out of their ass and quits making Kiseki games. So
Weird
I didn't
sentiment
play.
coming from you.
I didn't play this game when it came out, but I played a little bit of it, like about a month ago. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I didn't play this version. I played PC version. Like a Dragon came out on PS5 back in March this year. So, Like a Dragon is so fucking good, and I really sucks that I don't have anywhere near as amount of time to sit and play like a probably 60-hour RPG game, like Yakuza. Or I could just I need to make money somewhere else that gives me time to actually fucking work at home, or like sit at home and play video games. But that'll never happen. Let's see. This is March, right? Nothing else came out in March that I played. I do not think. Oh, actually, no. I played Rise. I like Rise, but as soon as I heard,
Oh my goodness, I know what it was.
Don't. Yeah.
Yep.
As soon as Rise, Rise came out, I played a little bit of it, but as soon as I heard that there was going to be a PC version, I immediately stopped, and then I sold my Switch, because Rise on PCs, like the mistake that I had with World was that I put way too much time into the PS4 version, and then the fucking PC version came out, and I didn't play that as much as I would have wanted to because I had like 400 hours into the PS4 version, and I was just like, okay, I can't do this all over again. So thankfully, I didn't go too ham on the Switch version, so I'll be able to go as ham as I want next month until Elden Ring comes out.
That's fair. You are right. I am mad at myself.
Yeah, you better be mad at yourself, because fuck you. April, Outriders. I when I read this on the list or whatever, I was like, that came out this year, and it came out on April 1st, which honestly, it should have been an April's Fool joke, because that game had so much potential, and it just fucking fell flat. And I put a lot of hours into that game. base concept of Outriders is actually really good. It's just, man, their execution was whew.
Yeah, I was really hoping they'd lean into more comedic, like Starship Trooper type of thing.
That'd have been great.
Because when we were playing the demo, it was like, are they trying that? Are they trying that direction? We couldn't really tell. There was like some moments that were just really silly.
It took itself way too seriously in the actual main game,
That's such a shame.
the end game was so boring.
It wasn't great.
It was just, yeah. Nothing else came out. Like, so I've wanted to try Nier Replicant, but I haven't touched that yet. So that'll be one day next year that I decide to throw money down. Returnal. I didn't beat Returnal, but Returnal is one of those games that if you have a PS5, wait for it to be on sale, but it's one of those games that you should probably play. It is a roguelike, but it is also like a bullet hell game, and it's a third-person shooter, and it's super fast and fluid, and it's one of the only actual like PS5 exclusives, and it runs very well. And they finally updated it to where you can save and don't have to do everything in one fucking sitting.
Yeah, that was a curious choice at launch. Must be sad.
Yeah, it was. But it's the only two games on the PS5 that I say is a sit down. You must at least play a little bit of these games. Is Ratchet and Clank and Returnal. Those two games I think are games you should at least like. Ratchet and Clank is a game you should just fucking play and beat because that game's less than 10 hours. It's super easy and it's fun. Returnal is just a game that you will watch, like everything that's going on in it while you're playing it, and you're just like, wow, this is a really cool concept and everything. And Housemarque did a really good job with that game. Resident Evil Village was pretty fun. I think it was lackluster, compared to its predecessor. 7 is definitely a better game.
That seems to be the pretty popular opinion, we'll say.
Yeah, 7's definitely the better game, but it was fun. There was nothing too wrong with it. It was just not what I was looking for when it came to that type of Resident Evil. The Legendary Edition for Mass Effect came out in May as well. That was cool, I guess. I played and beat 1, and then I started 2. And I'll continue on with that. But those games were actually run pretty well. And I don't think I played any games that came out after that until well, actually Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis came out.
Oh yeah, I guess we did play that.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I didn't play Intermission, but I did play a little bit of Intergrade. It runs so much better than the original 7, and never play the PC version. That's all I gotta say. Oh, actually, you know what? You can play the PC version, but be prepared to mod the fuck out of it, because that's the only way you're gonna get it to run really well. That's all I have to say about that. I think July is the month that I actually didn't play anything that came out. Yeah, actually, because that's when I started my my Tales of run. No games came out in between that and when Tales came out. That I actually like wanted to pick up and play. So, next game on the list is the game that Dallet forgot, which is probably my game of the year, Tales of Arise.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That game, so fucking good. That game
it really was.
If we're not including 14, because that our opinions are biased when it comes to 14, period. 14 would immediately be game of the year. And I've already listened to a couple of people on Gigaboots or whatever that have said that because they played Endwalker is immediately their game of the year. They said it's like by far like ahead of so many other games.
It's not
But since
even.
we're
It's not even close. It's so good.
but since we're not doing that, yeah, Tales of Arise, 100%. I went, you and I platinumed the game. I mean, it took you a few
I had to do it
retries.
I literally had to play through the game twice in order to do it. How did I forget?
That game was too good. Bandai Namco, like the Tales team, knocked it out of the park with that game, and I look forward to the rest of those games. Another thing that's actually not on this Game Informer list, because I guess they're just not doing releases that aren't outside of the U.S. Kuro no Kiseki came out in September. I've not beaten that game, but it's a Trails game, and I like Trails games.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
That's actually all I have to say, because I mean, I'm gonna just repeat everything I say about Trails games, is that it's one of those series that you need to take time to put in it, and it pays off. And I don't think any Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy is really good. That's also all I have to say about that. And I don't think it's a must play, but I think it's a game if you're looking for a quirky, funny action RPG game, and like Mario, like Guardians of the Galaxy, play that game. And that's all the games I played this year, outside of, there's all the games that released this year that I played that isn't Endwalker. Yeah, Tales of Arise. I can't believe you forgot about that, Dalit.
So neither can I, with the amount of trouble it gave me over a story-related trophy.
Yeah, you need to go commit Sudoku.
You know what's really weird about that is okay, it's not the only game. It's one of a very few games that I actually platinumed. Because I'm not a trophy hunter.
Me either. It's one of the I've only like platinumed like 4 games.
Oh, yeah, I'm kicking myself about that bit.
You know what's actually fucked up? The games that I have platinumed or whatever are games that don't take like super long to platinum, but like they take a considerable amount of time. The longest one being Assassin's Creed 2. Mainly because the last trophy to really get in that game is collecting all those goddamn feathers.
Feathers, yeah.
And that takes forever. That takes forever to do. Especially even if you're going by like a map saying where all the feathers are at. And I've 100% of that game twice, because the first time when I played it on the 360, the game glitched and I got a feather, but it didn't count me getting that feather. So I was always 1 feather under. And so I never got the trophy for it. Or I never got the whatever the fucking thing that Xbox has, the fucking achievement. I never got the final achievement for it. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good gaming year, all considered, because
considering
that was only what we played is a small percentage of what actually came out. It's just a smidge. And a lot of good games did come out this year. And a lot of good games got re-released. A lot of good games got like add-ons to this to their game this year. And it's ridiculous. What would you guys think? Oh, sorry. What would you guys think is the biggest L in gaming this year? That doesn't include Activision Blizzard. Because that's the biggest L that happened this year.
Yeah, like the biggest L is easily just everything that Blizzard's been through. I think it's GTA Trilogy, because didn't that get taken down from a bunch of spots?
It didn't get. Oh, did it get taken down? I don't know if
I
it
think
got
they got
taken
delisted
down
from a couple of storefronts.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I know. Rockstar was pretty much issuing returns for everybody that had bought the remastered trilogy, because it was bad, and they were replacing people that got the new remastered trilogy or whatever. They were like, all right, we'll just give you your old trilogy back. because the old trilogy played and worked 12 times better than this remaster did.
Well, that's a bit different from what I heard. I heard that people could only all right, no. I heard anyone who was slightly interested. I guess this isn't the same. This is new people could no longer buy that and could only get it if they bought the new updated version. And I thought that was horrendous.
No, I think they stopped that. I think they were like, all
I
right,
certainly bloody hope
that's
so.
fucked up, and then I think they listed the original trilogy, the non-remastered one, back up on the store, because people that bought the remastered one were just obviously not not happy with it. I don't know if let's see. I have to think of like big L's that happened this year. Dungeons Dragons Dark Alliance came out this year.
So yeah, unlike GTA, wherein I heard so many bad things, that game launched, people were disappointed, and then I never heard anything from it again.
Yeah, because what
I bet it's just
was it?
awful.
Didn't Ralph come out with a video saying, "Yeah, don't play this game"?
As a matter of fact, he might have, yeah.
He was just like,
He might have done just that, actually.
Guys, just don't play this game. At least that was one of his tweets. I know that he was like, "Yeah, play Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Don't play it. Don't play it." Yeah, no, I can. I would say I only agree that the GTA thing might be the biggest L, just because of how many people were so hyped for that game.
These are three of the biggest GTA games. I realize GTA 5 is bigger, but I wonder if it would be if they didn't push online so hard for so long. Because when I think GTA, when a lot of my friends think GTA, we're thinking either San Andreas or 3. I don't think anyone in our group thinks Vice City.
I like Vice City. I like Vice City.
Yeah, but I do know that it is very popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like three in San Andreas are where I put in way too many unhealthy hours with this series.
Yeah, I put a lot of unhealthy hours in 3. Also, and one of the reasons why is because there were so many good cheat codes for that game. You just put in.
Were. I loved making my tank fly.
Yeah, I know, right? And you were like, "Oh, fuck the storyline. I'm just gonna fly over to the next the next fucking part of the city."
But I don't think I even ever did the story until I owned my second copy of the game.
Oh man, I'm trying to think, like, because when you think about gaming elves or whatever, or like for this year specifically, when I think of elves, my mind just immediately goes to Blizzard, because they're still being pieces of shit for the past 6 months. Actually, you know what, guys? 14 took the biggest L this year.
It's true. It did have to delist its game. It did have to do that,
and it had to delay it. He had to delay for 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that this game's ever going to recover.
Yeah,
I guess you all just need to stop buying it and stop supporting it.
I mean, they can't buy it, so.
Well, see, problem fixed. Just let me get my last few classes up to 19, then you can all come back.
What about you, Leek?
Biggest L?
Yeah.
Let me think. What disappointed me? I don't know. I didn't play enough games to find one that really disappointed me besides the obvious ones, really. Like, I really want to play Endwalker!
Yeah, you do.
But I actually I did get a lot of, I know it's not their fault. The 2002 errors. I got lots of that and couldn't get in for during the period I could play.
Actually, the 2002 errors actually is the dev team's fault.
Not that dev team, because it's from 1.0.
It's from 1.0. Yeah, but most of the people that worked on 1.0 are still on the game. They only really removed Tanaka.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the leadership is what really saw a lot of changes.
I
If
see.
anything, the team's just gotten bigger. Though some, if
Yeah.
you listen to the no clip, you will hear that a lot of well, not a lot, but a big chunk of devs have moved on to other ventures.
Yeah. But it was a bug that they didn't know was in the game, but was still there.
Well, anyway, yes, that actually took away the chance I did have to play through the story. So now I'm struggling to have time. But whatever. That's my biggest disappointment, really, because that didn't just affect me; it affected a lot of people.
It's very true. It absolutely did.
What was our biggest surprise that we got this year? What was like
The biggest
what was something
surprise?
Yeah, what was the thing you weren't expecting that you got?
To play Dead by Daylight. Like I said, I think I've mentioned this before. I was very much sleeping on this game because I don't know. I just before I was like, it's just one of those trending, you know, streamer games. It's the thing. But then I didn't expect to actually have lots and lots of fun playing it. That's what surprised me. It's that game is very repetitive in a way. Like you don't do anything much different like in each match. But then I realized, oh, there's actually tactics. Oh, there's actually like specific things you need to learn about the characters and the killers and stuff like that that do affect the gameplay. Holy shit, what the fuck is that? I never expected to be completely terrified. That was yeah, no, honestly, I think that would be the biggest surprise for me. I enjoy Dead by Daylight. I do it. I do.
1, 2, leak is coming for you.
Oh,
Yeah, no, there
no.
is a Freddy Krueger level.
Very good. My biggest surprise would probably be just the shadow drop of Ruin King. Because other than that, I'm gonna be saying silly things like I'm surprised how good Arise was. Because like it's so good. It's so good. I'm surprised that like Strive has changed the fighting game community so much so that I don't think a fighting game is allowed to ship with bad netcode ever again and succeed. I am surprised that Blizzard still hasn't bloody learned. These are the things that surprised me.
If I had to think about surprises, I'm never too surprised at video game companies and doing like dumb, stupid things, because that's just kind of par for the course. That aside, Blizzard, it's just surprising of how much they do to not do good. All right, it's like how much they shoot themselves in the foot. All right, every fucking month. Like they just don't stop. It just like they're like, what L can we take this week? What L can we take this month? Like it's just surprising of how like, cause like okay, so we had the big scandal with a riot last year, all right, but that generally got over with like the week it came out, mainly because while there's probably still some scum ass shit happening in Riot right now or whatever.
Almost a certainty at this point.
They've probably done a really good job at making sure that most of their employees are doing okay and that it's not gotten to the level where employees are stealing breast milk.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's still one of those things that I hear, and I genuinely can't believe I'm having to hear.
like they're probably like, okay, we need to put a cap on this right now. All right, so they're probably doing some stuff to at least, help with their company. All right. And, obviously they probably, the whole lawsuit, I think they probably settled out of court and everything like that. Blizzard just doesn't want to do anything. They're just like, let it keep coming. Like, I'm just sitting here like, I understand, like, a lot of people, like, the workers at Blizzard or whatever, Blizzard is the dream job, all right? Back in the 90s and early 2000s, man, Blizzard was the place you wanted to work at if you were wanting to be in the gaming industry. I understand that. But there's a time where jumping ship is probably the better preferred option. Than trying to weather out this storm. Because I'm going to tell you, there's probably not a game company out there that isn't going to pick you up. You literally have one listed on there. I worked 13 years at Blizzard doing this. They're like, okay, you're probably pretty fucking qualified. So, I don't know. That's the biggest surprise is that Blizzard just doesn't like try. They're not trying. they're trying to destroy themselves. That's what they're trying to do. Other than that, I'll agree. Honestly, I didn't expect Tales of Arise to be as good as it was, and it was a complete fucking shocker that game is that fucking good.
It's so good, frankly.
I thought there were going to be some hiccups, and there kind of is in the second half of the game. And I guess with the gold economy in that game as well, it's kind of a bit scuffed a little bit. But honestly, if there were like any complaints I had about it, those are the only two. I don't have any complaints about the story, really. I don't really have any complaints about the gameplay. I don't have the complaints about voice acting or the visuals. The visuals actually look fucking amazing. I mean, that's honestly, yeah, like I said, the biggest surprise is just I didn't expect Arise to be that good, and it just was.
And
I expected
just was.
I expected to get Shadowbringers equality when it came to Endwalker, and I got more. So it technically shattered my expectations on that, but I also expected to come out of Endwalker loving it. So it's not as much of a shattering expectations as it was with Arise.
Because I feel like not we, because I think I had the lowest expectations going into this because I'm still a bit sour on what they did to Stormblood, which is a fine expansion, mind you. It's excellent, but it has to live sandwiched between two, frankly, amazing X-Packs. So my worry was that they have to do so much. But no, it's fine. They just nailed it casually, whatever. 10 years, perfectly wrapped up. No biggie. They're goddamn champions.
Put a nice little bow on it.
Absolutely spectacular, every last one of them.
Yeah, that's about me. I mean, I could go into like saying I expected Outriders to do better than it did.
Yeah.
But, that's honestly about it. I loved the hell out of Monster Hunter Rise, but again, I never expected to really play it that much when I heard there was a PC port. So all of my love for Monster Hunter Rise is literally going to be talked about next month.
And I will be happy to talk to you about it again.
I mean, you're gonna be right there with me, and so are you, Leek. You have PC.
I can play on PC now.
Yeah.
Tis dangerous.
Tis dangerous. Yes, I know. Actually, no, Leek. Your job is to get through Endwalker. That is your job.
Tis true, absolutely.
I want to. I have the desire to.
But yeah, that was mine. What are we what are we looking forward to going into 2022? Outside of hopefully this pandemic ending.
Oh God, I might be looking forward to that, but I know better.
Oh yeah, same.
Haha.
I mean,
um,
most immediately, because it happens like 2 weeks into the year, is Rise on PC, and then very soon afterwards, sometime in the year, we'll get Sunbreak. So it's gonna be a good Monster Hunter year, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
League, sounded like you had something.
yeah, I'm trying to think. What am I looking forward to? There are. Yeah, no, I can't think of anything right now. Oh my God, what's my brain?
Well, I
Well,
don't mind to keep talking about this because I did have a cheeky little look through. I don't think it's any big surprise. Matter of fact, I'll let you talk about that one, and if you don't, then I'll come back to it. But it's gonna be a good fighting game here. We've seen King
Oh
of
yeah,
Fighters, King
definitely.
of Fighters, and DNF Duel. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to both of those. I mean, I would have been looking forward to Babylon's Fall, but alas, they've looks like they've really dropped the ball on that one.
Oh, you
I
know what? I thought of one. Golem.
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to Golem. I'm
Gollum.
really looking
Yeah.
forward to Golem. Yeah, that's gonna be
I'm looking
really
forward
good.
to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing actual gameplay of this game because all we've seen are like CG cutscenes. I want to actually see
No,
this
no,
game
no. They did. They
played.
did show some gameplay. Like you'd be using traps and stuff to get through. You'd be using environment to sneak around as well.
Is Masquerade supposed to come out next year?
Please
Is
hope
it?
no.
I don't know.
Swan Song, I think it's meant to come out next year.
They need to make actual good Masquerade games and not like what they've been doing.
I don't know. It's not a series I got very far into. Leak has had I'm aware of it, but Leak has been the one to like really tell me the
Yeah,
most
but
that I know
like
about it.
Bloodlines and stuff. That what made it good was actually the mods. The old
Yeah,
Masquerade games. Really, those
I
good
just
mods
meant
and
the
stuff.
concept of it. You're the one who I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
aware
I've
of
been
it.
disappointed so far.
That's you hate to hear that.
Like I like the battle royale one is like to me.
The battle royale one's bad. It's not
Yeah.
it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you know what
seriously.
the battle royale reminds me of now that I think about it?
What?
Quick derailment. I love Legacy of Kain. Um,
Okay.
but specifically, I like the Legacy of Kain games, not whatever that battle royale they made was, and it reminds me a lot of what I saw from the. It wasn't Bloodlines. It was from whichever the Masquerade battle royale was. I hope I'm wrong because I don't think we've seen another Legacy of Kain game since that game, and I would hate for that to happen to Vampire, but just what I noticed.
Look, all I know is that Blood Hunt is bad. That's all I know.
I mean, obviously, there's the big ones, right? I think we're all together excited for Elden Ring, Forbidden West, and Ragnarok. And honestly, those are the ones that take up the majority of my mind. I'm still not 100% if we'll even see Breath of the Wild's sequel rather next year because we've just not seen enough about it to make me confident in that. Supposedly Starfield's coming out next year. I also don't believe that either.
I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't believe that 100%. Well, let me tell you what I'm looking forward to. My wallet hurting this first 4 months of this year. Because we got Rise next month, Elden Ring and Forbidden West within a week of each other in
That's
February.
crazy.
Or a week or 2 weeks within each other. God, what comes out in March? Fuck, something comes out in March, but I don't remember what it is. Forspoken comes out in April, if I recall correctly, or no, May. It comes out in May.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is on topic, we have breaking news from our Lord and Savior Naoki Yoshida. Message from the producer. Greetings, everyone. When last we spoke, I promised I would have more information on Final Fantasy XVI sometime later in 2021. However, I regret to inform you that I will be unable to keep that promise as complications stemming from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic that have delayed the game's development by almost half a year. As the latest addition to the Final Fantasy series being developed for the PlayStation 5, Final Fantasy XVI has amassed a sizable team composed of talented creators from around the world. However, in the effort to offset the effects of COVID-19, we've had to decentralize the workforce by permitting staff to tackle their assignments from home. This has unfortunately hampered communications from the Tokyo office, which in turn has led to delays in, or extreme cases, cancellations of asset deliveries from our outsourced partners. That said, we've spent much of 2021 addressing this issue and hope to see its impact to a minimum by the new year, allowing us to better focus on the task at hand, increasing graphic resource quality, refining combat mechanics, and fleshing out individual battles, putting the finishing touches on cutscenes, and conducting overall graphical optimization. Our primary goal now is to be as hands-on with the game as possible in order to see it fully polished. So that leaves us with the question: when can we expect the next round of information? Well, I'm happy to announce that the current plan is to conduct our next big reveal in spring of 2022, as we seek to build excitement leading up to the game's eventual release. I deeply apologize to all those who have been looking forward to learning more about Final Fantasy XVI, and thank you for your continued patience while we focus our combined efforts on development. Final Fantasy XVI producer Naoki Yoshida.
Oh, wow.
So 16. It's definitely one I'm looking forward to. Hearing that it's been delayed by half a year is a bit saddening, considering what they mean by that is that it was probably coming out in spring.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this delay is terribly surprising. We knew that Square already had to delay most of their products.
Yeah.
So this was, it wasn't a foregone conclusion, but I don't think any of us are surprised to hear it. So.
Oh, no. It's just a little sad. You know what? Actually, this is a blessing. This is a very big blessing. All right.
Yeah, you have time to play other games now.
It's not releasing in the hellscape that is the first 5 months of 2022, which means we will most likely be getting the release date sometime in spring, which now I'm assuming is going to be sometime in fall of next year.
Still excited. Man. Still excited.
Still excited, but so far off. Man, I say so far off, man, but 2021 has blasted by. So blasted by so much that I forgot that I played Monstrum Nox and Outriders this year. I forgot that they even came out this year until I looked at that list.
Gotta say, I am surprised there's a game that you haven't said yet, because you of the group have been the most excited for it. And that is Relink.
You're right. I actually just watched the trailer for Relink earlier today. I watched the recent trailer again earlier today. Yeah, Relink's one of those games that I'm super excited for because I don't know how well it's going to be or whatever. But I'm also super excited for it because not only is it going to be a very actiony JRPG type game or whatever, I get to play it with friends. And I like playing those types of game with friends.
How surprisingly wholesome of you.
Yeah, because I'm dragging your fucking ass through it, man.
So wholesome, my voice gave out. Goodness.
Yeah. Um, that being said, um, they did announce that there was going to be a Steam version of it, and I really hope this game's cross-platform because I don't think I'm going to get it on Steam.
I very well
So
might. My 3070 is going to be put through its paces this year if I get my way of it.
yeah, but doll it. It's coming out on PS5.
I'm sorry, do you mean my Final Fantasy box? My Square
Yeah,
box?
yeah. You have to justify paying $500. And that's what I do by buying a lot of games on the PS5. Which actually reminds me, I did get $50 for Christmas. All right, and so I'd use that to buy a $50 PlayStation card so I can
Oh.
pay for most of Demon Souls. So I gotta go buy Demon Souls soon. Yeah, no, I mean, I can't think of what other game. I mean, God of War Ragnarok comes out sometime next year, apparently.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the games that I'm excited over.
And man, I wish we had a release date on Relink so I could like jot it down. But
It's
I'm
just
assuming it's gonna
2022
be.
for right now.
I'm assuming it's gonna be like August, September. That seems about
With
the
the
right
scheduling
time.
that game has had so far, I genuinely don't know. My hope is that we get a surprise end of the year drop of Knights of the Old Republic, but I pretty much am sure that's a 2023 game at the
Man,
earliest.
what I wish is that fucking game wasn't being developed by Quantic Dream.
No, not that one.
No, not that game. I'm just talking about that Star Wars game being developed by Quantic Dream.
We were so excited, and then oh, this reminds me. There is one more game I'm excited for that I don't think anyone else is really excited for. I can't wait for Sifu.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to watch people play Sifu.
I want to go through old boying and Jackie Channing my way through all of these environments. I cannot wait.
I'm excited to play a lot of video games that I might not finish.
That's a given.
I actually saw a nice wholesome take on Twitter about backlogs, all right? And I actually agree with it. We need to stop looking at backlogs like it's something like, oh my god, I have like this huge backlog I need to play, right? And start looking at them like a wine cellar, where you just go down there and you pick a fine wine and pull it out and like drink a little bit of it and then put it back down there.
No, my friend, you need to start thinking about it. That's how I think about it. It's why I have games that are like as old as I am now.
Because I saw that and I was like, you know what? I agree
What
with
a
that.
take. That's a very good take. I do
I
like
look
that.
at I look at my Steam account and I'm like, you know what? I could like look at this as a bunch of fine wine sitting on wine racks down in the cellar and be like, what am I gonna do today? All right, well, time to load up Atelier Ryza, which is a game I really need to actually sit down and fucking hammer out. Maybe when I build up some time at work, I will actually take some days off and be like, okay, my goal, get through Ryza.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. I'm hoping you manage it though.
One day.
No, just bring your whole rig. Bring your whole rig to work when they're buffing the floors one day.
No, I mean I could bring my monitor and my PS5 to work and play my PlayStation version of Ryza, but
God, this is not what I was expecting.
My PlayStation version of Ryza is capped at fucking 30 frames, and that's a no-go for me.
He's become such a snob about his frames.
Okay, man. All right. When you're playing a RPG game like Ryza or whatever, and the only thing you have to look at is like the environment, but if the environment's going around at like fucking 30 frames a second, it gets a bit unnerving. All right.
It's a little weird to hear you say that because that's actually not the thought process behind high FPS games.
Oh no,
It's
thought
actually games like
processes.
Call of Duty and like Forza that would have
Yeah,
way more of an impact at lower frame rate. It would become a little harder to watch. Slower games like RPGs are actually kind of tailor made for the more cinematic FPS.
but not walking around and like if
It's
you were
always going to
playing
feel better at a higher FPS. This is fair,
if you're
but
if you were playing Horizon at fucking 30 frames or whatever, you'd feel really bad.
I feel like I did.
Honestly, I feel like I
Oh.
did too, but that game was amazing. So,
Agreed.
playing it on PC though, it's at 60 frames, or it's at or whatever I can put it to above that. And I would never want to play it on my PlayStation ever again. Maybe the PlayStation 5 that probably runs it at 60. What about you, Leek?
Hmm.
Have you had time to think about a game that you're things that you're interested in
I said
next year?
Golem.
Yeah,
Golem is
but
what I'm looking forward to. What?
just go. You got
I
you
don't
got a
know.
brain. You got a gaming brain.
I've got
Come
a
on.
brain. Thanks, Aqua. Wow.
Wow,
bitch.
that's high praise.
Hey, as opposed to the people I have to deal with, they don't have brains.
Like, okay, Elden Ring looks fantastic. I do want to play that. I do. I mean, oh my god.
That's the right opinion.
Yes.
Thank you for justifying her take.
Thank you for. Oh god. But yeah, I don't know. I guess so. What else? What else is there? I'm curious about Evil Dead the game because
Oh,
I got into
yeah.
Dead by Daylight now, didn't I? So
No,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's very fair.
Oh, actually, speaking of Dead by Daylight or whatever, we're all gonna play Breakers, right?
I'm sorry?
Breakers.
Dragon Ball Breakers.
How is that?
That's the Dead by Daylight version of fucking Dragon Ball.
It's a
Oh, that's
All right.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah,
game.
yeah. No.
That's when we're surviving against Cell and Frieza and Boo.
That's
But,
hilarious. I would actually.
In so long as I get to play as late stage Dragon Ball Bulma, I'm fine.
You might be able to. Oh,
Or early stage Dragon Ball Z Bulma. One of those two.
I am curious about Arceus, Pokemon
oh yeah, the
Legends.
Pokemon. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel really bad for that game because all of the discourse I've heard about it looks great, but I'm super worried about how they're going to show off the Ainu people.
Oh yeah.
That's everyone I've talked to says, I'm like, wow, holy crap, I'm surprised so many people are worried about this. I mean, it's a genuine worry, but I'm just surprised to hear it
I'm
out
appreciate.
loud.
It is great that people like are very aware of Ainu. That's good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, after taking a long break from Pokemon and coming back for Sword and Shield, I remain unconvinced. I remain unconvinced that they don't need to evolve themselves a bit.
So you know what? There was a Starship Trooper game that's coming out in 2022, but I was like, but then it's like, was it a command type game? Apparently,
A command type,
a strategy
type
game.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
RTS.
I really wanted Outriders to be Starship Troopers, and now the Starship Troopers game isn't really anything like Outriders, so I'm a bit disappointed. I just love that satire, it's good.
All right.
Oh yeah, Forspoken.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
Forspoken definitely looks like it's
Definitely.
going to be.
Yeah,
That's
that's going to be a fantastic adventure.
That game could be absolutely trash. If it just plays as good as it looks like it does, I will run around that game and do nothing else.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just going to be dashing simulator.
But the dashes are so sexy.
Look, it's fun to swing around as Spider-Man. I have spent so long just swinging around as Spider-Man. And you
Yeah.
know what?
Oh.
If I get that same experience in Forspoken, great, good, I'm happy.
Believe me,
Mhm.
I need to play fucking Miles Morales. I bought it. I was just like, it's on my PlayStation now. I just need to actually play Miles Morales.
Get to it, boy.
I love swinging around in Spider-Man too. That when I was playing the 2018 Spider-Man, God, when did I play that this year? Did I play that this year? Maybe. I might have played that this year. I don't know when. Yeah, no, I swinging around in that Spider-Man game is so good, and I can't wait for. I'm gonna play Miles Morales at some point in time. Then I won't be able to wait till, Spider-Man 2. So that'll be great.
Yeah. Multiverses.
Oh man, multiverse. I mean, that game's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be
That game
stupid.
might.
Yeah.
That game might be dog shit, but that's gonna be funny. Yeah. I can agree with all this. But as to alleviate this video for going on for another like 30 minutes on just talking about whatever we're looking forward to. What are we doing this week?
Attempting to play and walk hard till the end.
Sage. I'm finally I finally just totally not during the course of this podcast got Summoner to 90, which means Scholar to 90. So Sage is next on my list, and I don't think I have any other games that are vying for my attention at the moment. So 14 wins another week of my life.
Are we doing Panda right after this?
We can.
Yet, right?
I need. Yeah. I never got back to it. So yeah, time's running out.
Time running out. No. Time running out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You love that pool, right? You love that pool.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for it.
You wasn't ready for the SWAT or the SWAT reference.
God, it's been a long time.
All right, yeah. What are you doing? Oh wait, actually, Leek said you're gonna try play Endwalker, but
yeah.
There is no try, only do.
I've been trying to do all the time. Oh well. Hopefully I'll succeed.
Hopefully you will succeed, and then you can play the victory fanfare. Go do 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 do. Actually, next week, if you've at least gotten like a good bit through, I will edit in the victory fanfare when you say that you've gotten to a certain point.
Nah, all right, okay.
That'll hopefully that'll motivate you. Damn, what am I gonna do this week? I know what I'm doing this week. Doing more of 13-2 because I am going to 100% that game on PC. I had to input some fixes because the PC the Xbox version, the Xbox PC version of this game actually runs fairly well. But I can't mod it. And it's missing a few things that the PlayStation version had. So I am using the Steam version, which crashes a lot, but I had to input a fix into that to make it stop from crashing. Because this is going to that
why should
era.
Square do it when they have people when they have people that'll do it for them?
This is that era where Square is Square's
This is what I was
PC
talking about
ports
last
were
week.
bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I was talking about.
So the mods I have for that game is that it gives me the downloadable content that comes with the PlayStation versions of the game. Like there are some downloadable content that came with the Steam, like the PC versions that you just get automatically. But there are some extra ones like you can use the N7 armor because they had a fucking like a collab with they had a collab with both Mass Effect and Assassin's Creed. So like fucking Sarah is able to wear the N7 armor and Knowles they were able to wear fucking Ezio's armor. So that's kind of funny. I also have the mod that gives me the ability to have Sarah in her normal clothes instead of those weird fucking like bondage sex shit that she gets like forced to wear in the beginning of the game.
Excuse me, what? Do I misremember 13
the,
too? Does she not just wear Sarah clothes?
no,
What?
no, she wears that like that skin tight like plastic looking fucking pink shit. In 13-2, like there's a whole scene right in the beginning where like she goes from wearing her normal like blouse and skirt to wearing some weird ass fucking shit, and I'm just like, there's a mod that allows you to just like have her wear her normal outfit that she was wearing in regular 13.
Fair
So
enough.
I have that because it just looks better. That does also kind of fuck with a few things though. The first time you meet Noel, as Sarah or whatever, he jumps down holding a model of Sarah. like it's just it's like he's holding like the Mog bow or whatever, the bow that turns into Mog, but for some reason the model's fucked up and it's just him holding Sarah, and she's not T-posing but like just like stand posing in his hand right off the bat. And in when you finish fighting or whatever, and it does like the victory or fanfare and gives you the screen or whatever, your weapon turns back into Mog, but you don't see it anymore. Like, so when it turns from being Mog, it's just like she's hugging something invisible. So that's like the only like model and mesh fuckwits that mod does. So it's kind of funny sometimes. And but yeah, that's the reason why I swapped back over to the Steam version, because 13.2 is on Game Pass. So people that don't have the Steam version, if you have PC Game Pass or just Game Pass in general, you can play 13.2, and you should, because it's actually a good game. And the PC Game Pass version of it actually runs fairly well without having any fixes for it. And 14, I'll play 14. When servers re-roll over, I'll have to do more Pandemonium, because actually I'm gonna do more Pandemonium with you tonight because I have time to do it. I don't need to do it, but I'm gonna do it.
I had so much time. We were in there hour 1, and I just never went back because I was so terrified of the people that would be awaiting me and making it miserable. Now I've waited till the last minute. It's gonna be fine, right? It'll totally get all the best. It's gonna be miserable.
So I hopped into a P4 run, and it wasn't that bad. You know how we went in hour 1 and into P4, and we were there for quite a while. But I think we only wiped like twice in the random pug group that I had a couple days ago. So I think people have understood the mechanics to a point. And maybe I'll start out Miles Morales at some point in time when I'm not busy playing 13.2. But yeah. What are you gonna? Was I the last one? I was the last one. All right.
Well done.
Yes.
Next week, do we have any plans on what we're doing next week? I mean, it's after New Year's, so it'll be 2022. Any ideas? Yeah.
After next week.
I mean, next week. Do we have any plans?
I don't know.
You're not doing that review and the read through of all of the comments on.
I can make that a standalone video.
You can speedrun that furry game, right? And then tell us about the time you took to speedrun it.
What? Okay. No.
I'm sure we'll discuss it throughout the week. We'll figure something out. We won't leave you all hanging.
Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. If you got this far, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. I should really do something in the beginning when I open up. That way, like at least in the first like 10 seconds, people are reminded to hit that subscribe button, because it's almost 2 hours and most people don't get this far. But this is the last episode for this year. We will see you guys next year.
See you next year. Bye.
Bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.